Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, general holiday things. I just watched the Sense8 Christmas Special, so let's just take a few minutes out of our lives to talk about that. Sense8 is one of those shows where the more I think about it and the longer it's been since I last watched it, the more I love it. Some shows I review right after watching, and with some shows I feel that I need to let it sit for a while. With Sense8, I should have waited a bit more. If I did a review for it right now, it would probably be a bit different from the one I did like a year and a half ago. Sense8 is a special show. From premise to execution, it's flawed, it's not perfect, but it's unique. Season 1 mostly introduced us to the characters and the concept of these 8 people being connected to one another. The Christmas Special, which acts as a sort of episode 1 of season 2, pretty much just brings us back to that. And you know what? I freaking loved it. It was great. The special does assume you remember most of what happened in season 1, which I have to admit, I didn't remember all the details, but you can generally fill in the gaps as you're watching the story. The story doesn't move forward all that much during the special, which I thought I was gonna have an issue with, but I didn't. This 2-hour special takes one of the best things about Sense8, those sequences that show all 8 of them together, and focuses on that. The plot of this episode moves from one of these sequences to another, and it's beautiful. Whether they're fighting, dancing, or having sex, it's incredibly powerful and emotional, and you get chills while watching this show. There's no doubt that this show makes some strong statements about society, about sexuality, about lots of things. Some people seem to have an issue with that, but I think that almost every really good show makes some sort of statement about something, so I can't really say that I get the argument that they're shoving their liberal agenda down our throats. I mean, you know who made this show, you know what it's about, who the characters are, you don't have to watch it. If homosexuality or transgenderism bother you, first of all, why? And second, this is probably not the show for you. Or actually, maybe it's exactly the show for you. So yes, this episode, just like the entirety of season 1, is not subtle about the beliefs and opinions of the creators of the show, and they use this show as a mouthpiece. From a storytelling perspective, I think that they do it in a way that makes sense and doesn't hurt the story at all. And whether you agree with them or not, it's healthy to look at the world through someone else's eyes every now and then. Especially when it's done so well. I loved pretty much everything about this. The music, the cinematography, the clever camera work where all of them are together in the same scene, it's incredible. Some people say that the sex scenes were gratuitous, which I totally get. I personally don't agree because I think that sexuality is a big part of this show and the characters in it. So I think those scenes did serve a purpose and were just generally very well made. They do touch on the story a little bit, but mostly the episode examines where each character is and lays out some of the challenges, some of the personal challenges that they'll have to face in season 2. I was fascinated throughout this whole thing, and it made me super excited for the rest of the season. I feel that any negative criticism I could have would be in the realm of extreme nitpicking. They did recast Capheus, which is a shame because he was one of my favorites, and the actor who played him in season 1 I thought did a really great job. Bottom line, should you watch it? Well, if you watched and enjoyed season 1, then of course, no questions. I absolutely loved it. It was moving and sad and beautiful. Obviously, some characters are more interesting than others, so the ones that I'm more interested in, I now feel more invested in. Even if you're not a big fan of this show, I would still recommend it, just for the art of it. What about you? Have you watched the Sense8 Christmas Special? What'd you think about it? Are you super excited or not excited at all for season 2? Which of these characters do you feel most connected to? And most importantly of all, what are you getting me for Christmas? We don't really do Christmas here in Israel, but still, if you're going to be talking about spoilers, please use spoiler tags in your comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out a lot. And if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, welcome. I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel or check out some of the other videos we have up on the channel. But in any case, keep binging, and I will see you probably for the Doctor Who Christmas special. All right.